California's historic drought has led to mandatory statewide water restrictions. RPV Mayor Jim Knight talked with Liz Brown Swanson about the restrictions and the city's plans to reduce water use.
The governor has imposed what are being called mandatory water restrictions. It's affecting everybody in the state. So talk about water conservation efforts and what we need to know and do.
Okay, well, maybe it would be helpful to understand what's coming down from the governor. He's made a general statement that applies to the entire state. In reality, the burden of the water conservation is being put upon 20% of the water users, 80% of agricultural. California does not have any restriction and groundwater well extraction, and we're the only state that doesn't have that, so that's another topic. But anyway, within the 20% of the water users, the conservation measures are being put on. That's a general statement for the entire state. I just read the other day that the Metropolitan Water District is going to put a 15% reduction in their supply to our water supply.
Would you say the bottom line is, though, consumers are going to expect to see their water bills start to go up?
Oh yeah, I think when we talk about the trickle-down effect, at some point, if Cal Water has less to distribute, they're going to have to have the consumers conserve, and one way to do that is to have different tiers. They have the different tiers, and they may adjust those tiers such that your water bill may go up.
We definitely need to start reducing our water use on the peninsula. That's what residents need to understand. And you as a city is also working on plans, could come up with a conservation plan. Talk about what the city is going to be trying to do.
Yes, the city actually has reduced their overall water consumption by 20% last year. And they're continuing to find ways they can do it in the future. We're analyzing the different types of grasses we have in our parks. Some grasses are called dormant, some are non-dormant. So we'll separate those out. The dormant ones they can stop watering that aren't going to be dormant. So they're going to kind of figure all that out. We're going to look at our facilities and see if we can have water conservation in the facilities we have. We currently have what's called grass cycling. It's a mulching process, and that helps retain moisture because the grass clippings are kept there. It's kind of like a mulch. It keeps the water in. It has a lot of other benefits too. We don't have to haul away a bunch of grass, and it's a lower carbon footprint and fewer staff that has to attend that. And so we have a multitude of different types of conservation measures we're going forth with. The medians, we're trying to, we have started to put drought-tolerant plants in the medians, the highway medians, and so we're continuing along with those lines. So that we have a multitude of things we're approaching to continue to conserve.
While conserving water is a top priority, so is recycling. Students at Montemalaga Elementary were recognized for reducing their trash on campus. The school participated in the 4th annual Trash-Free Lunch Challenge, organized by the nonprofit group called Grades of Green. Montemalaga was one of the top 3 finalists out of 24 schools. Liz Brown Swanson joins us from the campus. Liz.
Hi, Maria. I'm here at Montemalaga School where the students are excited about their winning efforts to recycle and be part of the Trash-Free Lunch Challenge.
We're part of the Grades of Green Trash-Free Challenge, and it started early in the year, like October. And I swear since the day we started it, our kids have been kept down to almost a half bag of trash a day. So we were at about 7 or 8 bags a day, and now we're down to a half bag. We have a group of about 10 to 15 kids. We call them the Lunch Green Team, and they are in charge of our sorting center, and they just make sure that the kids are following the rules with what goes in the recycling, what goes in our compost bin, what goes in our landfill. We try to keep that to a half bag a day, and our donation bin.
If we didn't recycle anything, everything in the world would be like garbage. It would look bad.
Grades of Green is celebrating our 5th year Earth Day birthday this year, and in the past 5 years we've been able to work with 291 schools across the world, and we've been able to reach over 11,000 students just this year in the Trash-Free Lunch Challenge. The main way we measure if the Grades of Green Trash-Free Lunch Challenge program has had an impact on schools, and Montemalaga being here today, is to speak with the students and really hear from them how they've been inspired and empowered by this program. We had a wonderful experience where they showed us their trash-free lunches, the different different student clubs talked about what they're doing on their campus, how they're composting fruit and vegetable scraps, bringing trash-free lunches, managing the classroom recycling. It's all student-led, and that's how we see the impact that they're having.
The Grades of Green is to help our environment, to instead of just making a bunch of piles in the trash places, we try to reuse the trash and get trash-free lunches so we can help our environment so the trash doesn't go in the ocean or hurt the animals or sea animals.
Kids are incredible ambassadors for the earth, and they're really great at telling adults how to better take care of our surroundings, including water bottles, food waste. They're so knowledgeable on where the trash ends up, and I think that's a very powerful part of the learning process. Really started a lot of initiatives at our school to reduce our trash and understand our impact on the world around us. That includes planting seeds in the garden, taking care of our community, and what we each can do as individuals to make our place a better place to live.
Every school in the Grades of Green project has been just phenomenal. They are diverting waste, they're reducing their garbage load that's going to landfills, and they're also internalizing for themselves what needs to be done when they're adults.
Trash free, that's me!
All right, big congratulations to all the students and staff here at Montemalaga Elementary for going green. And now we're going back to Maria in the studio.
The City of Rancho Palos Verdes hosted their first annual volunteer fair at City Hall. Liz Brown Swanson joins us from the event organized by Recreation and Parks Department.
Hi, Maria. Well, lots of people showed up today to the city's first annual volunteer fair. They brought the community together to volunteer and clean up here around City Hall, but also more than a dozen nonprofit organizations showed up, set up the booths you see behind me in order to recruit more volunteers.
We invited lots of organizations. 15 said they would come today. I think we have an additional one. And then we also have students and other volunteers who said we'd like to also volunteer. So they're here cleaning up the volleyball court, raking the dog park, and cleaning up our trails around the park here.
Well, I plan on helping out at the dog park. We use the dog park almost every day, obviously to get the dogs exercise. So, felt a little part of the community to help out in the parks and the part of the park that we use the most.
What we are is a community emergency response team in Palos Verdes, and we're an organization. It's all over the United States, and we provide training approximately 3 weeks up at Marymount. 3 Saturdays plus CPR. Today we're signing up volunteers.
I'm actually very interested in trying to help the older senior citizens and whatnot on the Peninsula Village. I love the concept.
Looking for senior volunteers and younger volunteers, intergenerational. We've been working on this concept for 2 years now. The village is allowing you to stay in your home as you age, and then you help each other to have a very meaningful, happy life.
You have more than a dozen booths here. We don't have time to go to each one, but you have an incredible representation of just ways people can get involved in the community. Talk about some of the groups that are here.
Absolutely. We've got Ride to Fly, which is a disabled horse equestrian kind of a therapy type of organization. We've got the Tree Musketeers here, which is a youth organization that provides trees for different communities. We've got Heal the Bay with CERT behind me. We've got the Sheriff's Department with the Posse and a whole bunch more.
So basically what Press Friends is we're a nonprofit organization, and our goal is to teach newspaper writing to kids who don't get that same opportunity. So what we do is high school, middle school mentors like ourselves. We go to schools in South Central, Lomita, San Pedro, and what we do is we introduce them to newspaper writing by doing one-on-one mentoring.
Well, our organization is a fair trade nonprofit store that is in Riviera Village. All of our products are made in developing countries, and all the artisans are paid a living wage where they live. We're trying to get the word out about our organization, and we also would like to get more volunteers because our store is run completely by volunteers.
Well, I think the volunteer spirit that we see all around us right now speaks for itself. I mean, there's a fit for anybody that has any sort of interest in participating and helping some of these great organizations. I mean, it's a lot of fun. You get to meet your neighbors. You're making a difference in the community.
Enjoying it. I'm glad to help out, be a part of it. We're very fortunate to live here in this beautiful city and the beautiful scenery around us.
Just want to help the community, get out there and do what we can for everyone involved in the community, and do something, give back a little bit. So
What kinds of things do you do for the Sheriff's Department?
we do ride-alongs, community events, cleanup such as this. So anything to help the community.
We all know that saying, many hands makes light work, and there were many hands working hard today, all in conjunction with National Volunteer Week. But we want to remind everyone that we can always volunteer all year round. Back to you, Maria, in the studio.
And when we come back, it was a whale of a time at this annual event, and one of our community charities gets ready for their annual event. Don't go away.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hi, we are Scouts from Pax 128, and we got a free tour of RPV TV, and you can too. Thanks, RPV TV. Yay!
The Palos Verdes Art Center has an exhibit that will take you back to the glamour of old Hollywood. John Elgin Wolfe was known as the architect to the stars, and after this story, you'll see why. Here's more.
Let's talk about this amazing exhibit that you have here, because we were talking about very old Hollywood, brings us back to a time that is still fashionable today.
Yeah, it's very fashionable, and really in a moment of rediscovery. I think we are beginning to reappreciate and rediscover old Hollywood, and you know what is so fabulous about this exhibit is we're celebrating the life's work of the architect John Elgin Wolfe, who really is credited for having created this style of architecture, this style of living.
Right, and talk about some of the celebrities and the people that he did work for.
Oh, it's the list is most impressive. It's like every name that you've ever heard and admired in Hollywood. I mean, we have personal correspondence from the actors and regarding business transactions between John Elgin Wolfe and the actor for their residence. It's really an interesting read, and some of it's really quite educational because you see that not all the bills were paid in a timely way, you know, so you also get that part of the story as well. Well, there's a certain formality to it that I think puts people at ease, and it's certainly appropriate in this Mediterranean climate that we live in because it has that great reference to the outdoors. John Elgin Wolfe arrived in Hollywood in the 1930s, hoping, he's from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and he had hoped to land for himself a role in Gone with the Wind. But instead, he found himself designing these fabulous residences for some of the Hollywood elite. And that's, you know, sort of, isn't that sort of the Western dream as you come to Hollywood and you're discovered? But in this case, his discovery was for the style of architecture that he created. He borrowed from English and French Regency. He knew his history, and he combined all of those elements in a very original and unique way that had never been experienced before. And of course, Los Angeles embraced that style. And we're so fortunate to have examples of that here in this great city to see today. The final deadline for purchase of the raffle ticket is May 15th, and the grand prize drawing is here at the Arts Center, May 29th. The exhibit runs through that date, May 29th.
So come and get your tickets early because it'll be packed in here that night.
Oh, it's a fun night, and we're always hopeful that the grand prize winner will be live in the audience. Last year we had the first early bird winner in the audience. It's a scream. It's a lot of fun. Sure. Well, you know, it takes money to do this, and we're proud to say that we use, you know, the funds from the raffle to fund our exhibitions and educational programs. of the Arts Center. And so we feel that we really are a community asset, and we want to be able to give back something as well. So we hope people will come out and support the raffle and certainly visit the exhibition.
It's time for one of the biggest parties on the Hill. The Peninsula Education Foundation is putting on the annual main event, dinner, dance, and auction at the Terranea Resort on Saturday, May the 9th. This year's theme is Rock of Ages. The proceeds benefit all schools in the Palos Verdes Peninsula Unified School District. This year, the goal is to raise $3.4 million to fund key programs that make Peninsula schools world-class. For ticket information, you can go to the website at pvpef.org. And it's time to mark your calendars for another favorite fundraiser on the Hill, Las Condolistas' 47th spring event at the beautiful Catalina View Gardens takes place on Thursday, April 30th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This year's theme is Wild Side to the Table, celebrating fresh garden to table entertaining. Guests will enjoy an oceanside gourmet lunch, specialty vendors, and Las Condolistas' famous marketplace. The featured guest speaker is Chef Taji Marie, a recent winner of the TV Food Network's Chopped competition. All proceeds benefit children's charities and the environment. Tickets are not sold at the event, so for more information, you can go to the website at lascondolistas.org. And when we come back, Kobe Bryant receives an honor at the Terranea Resort, and some NFL greats will be here on the Hill for an event that you will not want to miss. We'll be right back.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
And in sports, yes, the Lakers basketball season is officially over. And while Lakers star guard Kobe Bryant rehabs his shoulder and prepares for next season, he also spends time giving back to charities. I caught up with the superstar and some of his very famous friends at a fundraiser for the Toberman House at the Terranea Resort.
Toberman is a safe haven for many children that are on gang-ridden streets and crime-ridden and come from a lot of poverty. So we have many programs that we offer that our main goal is to break the cycle of poverty and gangs. And so it's always wonderful to have hope and to have someone to look up to. And when someone like Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant will come and show how much they care, gives everybody hope, confidence in the future, hope in the future for all these young lives. Stu has been our MC for 9 years, and he's so wonderful. And tonight, Jeannie Buss, the president of the Lakers, is presenting the Bill Sharman Humanitarian Award to Kobe and Vanessa. And we have a number of players attending, and it's just going to be a great night.
We're here with Stu Lance. We're giving him a little break from the Lakers tonight because you are here to MC a very special event for the Toberman House, and I know you've been doing this for a very long time. It's so wonderful to see people giving back as you do.
Well, I mean, it's easy to give back, especially to an organization like Toberman. I mean, what they do and all the programs that they run for the youth and for families, it just makes giving back so easy.
You know, the NBA as a whole, and I think all professional athletes, people don't really think about it, but giving back is such a huge part of what you do.
Well, you have to, because, you know, we are so fortunate in the fact that we're doing something for a living that is really fun. So we have all these fans that pay to see what's going on. Okay, if they're doing that, then we need to do something to give back to those fans. And the fans are people like the people at Toberman, etc. So we have to make sure we do our part and we do it in a big way.
Of course, last year you had Kareem, and this year it will be Kobe and Vanessa. And I'm sure people will be very excited to see Kobe tonight as well.
Yes, I think he's kind of interesting. So they're going to really be excited to see Kobe and Vanessa. That's a very dynamic couple.
And you know, they do a lot for the community, and I think people tend to kind of forget about things like that because we'd rather hear all the drama of what goes on, but they really spend a lot of time helping others out.
And the fact that, you know, because cameras aren't always following them around to do the good that they do, sometimes it goes unspoken. So yeah, it's very nice to recognize people that are giving back but not being recognized for it in a public way all the time. So it's going to be fun tonight.
Listen, I mean, it's always weird to be honored for things like this, right? Because it's something that we should just be doing anyway, right? But nonetheless, I think it's always great to give back, to try to provide opportunities for others, to try to inspire others so that they can be the best version of themselves.
I know this is your big fundraiser that you always do every year, and how can people donate and get in touch with Toberman?
Toberman.org is our website, and right there will be instructions of what to do.
And another one of our local charities is getting ready for their annual event, and you're invited to attend. Freedom for You will hold their gala on Friday, April 24th from 5:30 to 9 p.m. at the PV Golf Club. Freedom for You raises funds for youth programs, and this year's program will inspire you. For ticket information, you can go to their website at freedomcommunity.com. It's that time of year again for the Ride to Fly fundraising carnival on Saturday, May 2nd from 11 to 3 at the Empty Saddle Club. Ride to Fly is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing therapeutic horseback riding to children and adults with disabilities in a safe, nurturing environment. Ride to Fly currently services 38 active riders ages 4 through 62, so come out and support a great event. The 31st annual Whale of a Day celebration was a splashing success. The event was co-sponsored by the City of Rancho Palos Verdes and the organization Los Serenos de Point Vicente. RPV TV student reporter Caitlin Semko has more on the festivities.
Thanks, Maria. We're here at Whale of a Day, one of the biggest events in Rancho Palos Verdes. Let's go check it out.
This is a really exciting day for our city. So we have 18 different organizations that just have everything to do with the ocean and the ocean environment and protection of our nature preserves and whatnot. Everything from nonprofits to some of our government organizations. And we're all here about the environment, about celebrating the migration of the California gray whale.
This is a great event. It's a truly unique event. This is the only location here in Southern California that they actually do a census for the whales. And so this is a day to celebrate that particular group, the American Cetacean Society, and the entire museum here and the facility for everybody to learn and enjoy their beautiful natural surroundings.
This museum actually belongs to the city of Rancho Palos Verdes. Los Serenos de Point Vicente are the docent group that staffs the museum. This is our annual day to kick up our heels and show the community what we've got here. A little bit of fun, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of education.
Do you think the number of whales this year will compare to the number of whales in previous years?
Oh, this is extremely high. This is the highest season that we've ever had, and I started in 1985, and so that's a lot of whales. And so we've had over 3,000 whales so far, and so we're waiting for that return group to come in.
I made these paintings here at home, and I'm raising money to help the Sea Lion Rescue Center in San Pedro, because right now they're having a lot of baby sea lions that are getting hurt, so I want to help them.
So how did you guys find out about Whale of a Day?
Actually, Eleanor is part of the Palos Verdes Strings, and she just did her performance about half an hour ago.
And what else have you guys been doing here as you're going about the day?
Well, we stopped by some of the kids' booths, so they made these hats and played a few games, and we just took a look at some of the other booths so far, but we haven't really had too much time.
What has been your favorite part so far?
Favorite part is just looking and seeing. I guess it's a beautiful day. Just looking at all the booths, and there's a lot of interesting things.
And are you guys excited about potentially coming back next year?
Yeah, actually, that'd be great. I mean, unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave a little bit earlier today, but next time, maybe go for the full day.
Thanks, Caitlin. You look like you had a lot of fun. And that will do it for us. From everyone here at RPV TV, make it a great day.